This video is part of History Bombs Classroom, award-winning online resources for history teachers. Sign up today at historybombs.com. Now, enjoy the film.
Sir, that's the fifth one today. The same identical message. 2 history bombs, do the Cold War in one take? But what does it mean?
History bombs, huh? It's gotta be the Russians, that spy network. Maybe something to do with the Manhattan Project. I gotta take this to the president.
Guys, I've got this.
Who's that guy?
Pass me the mic, I'm coming through. So you thought there would be peace after World War II? How could you be so naive to believe that we've seen the worst of the 20th century? On one side, the communist USSR, the capitalist USA. Hoorah! The tension's about to blow sky high at the Potsdam Conference 1945.
We did it, Stalin. Chalked up a win, and we've each got a nice little piece of Berlin.
My victory, Truman. Your troops arrived late, but at least I've seized the Baltic states.
So you're gonna pull back? Time to take stock?
What? Are you jealous of my Eastern Bloc? So you want Russian help to defeat Japan?
Well, actually, I've got an explosive plan.
The Potsdam Agreement split Germany and Austria into 4 occupied zones as an iron curtain fell across Europe. This was the only time Truman and Stalin met face to face. Just 1 week after the conference, Truman unleashed America's top secret nuclear weapons on Japan without informing Stalin, fueling mistrust between the former allies.
This is George
What the heck is going on? These
man,
Japanese, they're just too strong. They've taken out the battleships and our planes have burned out on the airstrip.
The sneak attack, they've got some nerve. Don't worry, they'll get what they deserve. They've won this battle, but watch out, Japan. You've just awoken Uncle Sam.
The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor brought the USA into the war. This would prove pivotal, and in June 1942, the US struck a decisive victory over the Japanese at the Battle of Midway. In October, the Allies would have further success, this time in the Egyptian desert.
Struth, this heat is berserk. The Egyptian sun is even hotter than Perth.
Toughen up, mate. Endure the pain. Let's get ready for the battle at El Alamein.
The chances of victory are already slight, and now they expect us to fight them at night?
Just put your faith in General Montgomery. This is a man that can lead us to victory.
The Allies' victory at El Alamein proved a decisive turning point in the North Africa campaign. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Germans were suffering heavy losses in the snows of Stalingrad. They were short of supplies and the Russians were resolute and determined. Whilst Hitler continued to send divisions east, in June 1944, the Allies launched an ambitious attack in France.
Howdy, y'all. Get out the way. America's here to save D-Day. We got it.
Several footballing philosophies emerged, including the Sheffield Rules, written in 1857 by William Prest and Nathaniel Creswick. They founded the world's first football club too, Sheffield FC, this one. In 1863, the first clubs met in London to define some universal rules.
Order! Order! Let's get this done. We'll have a vote to see who's won. All in favour of kicking with the foot? Raise your hands if you'd be so good. And those who carry the ball in hand? Order! Right, well, we'll just rebrand. Association football, and what'll you be?
After that sound, we'll call it rugby.
And with that, the two games were created. To begin with, rugby was the more popular sport and heavily influenced American football, which kicked off in 1869. Association football was abbreviated to ASOC and then soccer, and was taken all over the world by pioneering Brits. Scotsmen, including Thomas Donahue, even took it to Brazil, where it was played from 1894 and quickly adopted as a national obsession. At the dawn of the 20th century, football was becoming truly international, with the foundation of FIFA in Paris in 1904. By 1914, football was in the heart of British male society.
Take the heat and started to die off. This was a game changer for early man. He had to settle down in villages and pioneer something called agriculture.
We're trying this new fad called farming or yarming. It might have a soft F. Basically, you take seeds, you put them in the ground, and then you wait for an extended period of time. It's totally wild.
Yarming was not as much fun as hunting, but it did create free time. In 3500 BC, early man started using his time off to build earth mounds known as long barrows in this area.
Excellent. Another earth mound finished. Can't think of what to put in it though. Bones! Blimey, that's a bit dark. I can't think of anything else though. Let's do that.
And so began the association of Salisbury Plain with death. But they weren't content with just a few long barrows. In 3400 BC, they embarked upon a breathtaking effort just a few hundred meters from here.
Guys, stop what you're doing. We need to go and build a giant oval track in the chalk.
The cursor says it's now known as a huge 3-kilometre oval. Archaeologists have no idea why it was built, but they do know it would have taken over 40,000 man-hours using only reindeer antlers as tools. 400 years later, the next big thing in megalithic architecture was the henge.
Well, 400 years ago we built the cursus, but we really need to modernise it, really update it.
Revolutionary steering mechanism changed everything. Others did make the first plane because they used a catapult, not wheels, to take off. Nevertheless, they're revolutionary Montgolfier brothers.
Bonjour, we're Montgolfiers. Gonna take you up in the air. We learned that hot air rises. Sends the balloons and we want some prizes. Lived in a sheep with a chicken and a duck. Monster France with a kiss up. That's a style. That's a road. Like a balloons, we're out of control.
Two problems with balloons. One, impossible to change direction. Two, they caught on fire. Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin solved the first problem with his dirigible airships, but they still caught on fire. Hindenburg disaster, anyone? Now, whilst the French were messing around with airships, it was naturally left to a right-minded Englishman to get on with the proper business of pioneering fixed-wing aircraft. That man was Sir George Cayley.
Silly French, I have no time for dirigibles. It's time for the fundamental principles of flight. I say, what, where? My butler flew a glider from here to there. The mechanics of flying, they are a must. Weight, lift, drag, thrust. I need a lightweight engine, but they think I'm demented.
Since the 1850s, they haven't been invented.
Cayley's work ushered in the age of steam. From the 1870s, lightweight steam engines were being used for short test flights, and in the 1890s, Samuel Langley achieved an unmanned flight of 1 kilometre. At the dawn of the 20th century,
let us review your schedule.
realized.
You have much to learn, your failings are several. Your standard of behaviour is very low, and I think that's quite enough, piano. Now, you shan't need those, as I think you'll find we have no interest in your intellectual mind. We focus instead on command of the fan and the meaning of a flick of the hand.
Away from the mainstream, the aesthetic movement emerged in the late 19th century. It was all very arty, championing beauty and a sophisticated lifestyle. Okay, that brings us to the 20th century, which is, that way. The 20th century is generally thought of as witnessing widespread relaxation of etiquette, but it's not quite that simple. At the dawn of the 20th century, the Edwardian era was still defined by adherence to a strong sense of appropriate etiquette and manners. Here we are.
A toast to 1910, a golden age for gentlemen.
A wonderful time of refinement and progress, of peace in Europe and industrial success.
Oh, how wonderful to be young with 7-course dinners and endless fun. We can travel at will, even across the Atlantic.
And look here, 2 tickets for the Titanic.
A youthful optimism cut down by World War I, an event that began to loosen the shackles of British etiquette.
The Great War, a terrible tragedy, manners less crucial now than morality. Etiquette changed, subtly less formal, in a nation rebuilding from something so awful.
3 more decades and another world war saw a dramatic change in etiquette as self-expression came to the fore.
The 60s, yeah!
And now we have manners for special events, but generally etiquette's less intense. Still being polite can be tricky, make a trade fine line between sexism and chivalry. Texting has affected grammar massively.
She earned only £650 from her novels in total. Publishing as a lady also meant she was not a celebrated author in her lifetime. Jane fell ill and moved to Winchester, where she died at just 42. But in the 200 years since her death, her work has become hugely popular.
I am not married, I am yours, Eleanor. Quick, start crying and you might win an Oscar.
Oh, Mr. Knightley, I've always loved you, or at least since yesterday, that much is true.
Oh, but Fanny, do you love me?
Oh, yes, Edmund, like honey to the bee.
But really, Bridget, how are your parents?
Oh, shut up, Darcy. Give me a snog.
Whilst not in a lifetime finding favour, Austen has become a trailblazer, considered now a literary titan, a brave and British female icon, from writing family childhood plays to box office hits and turns on stage. A globally celebrated female author, not bad for a Hampshire reverend's daughter.
Great Scott! What's going on out there? Must be a Frenchman.
A zombie.
A zombie?
I dealt with it.
Oh, hello. My name's James Carstairs, and I am not of historical significance. I've just received a letter. It says that to subscribe, click here, and to watch another video, click here. I don't have any idea what that means.